Hey, okay, so I wanted to just try to make a video. This is my good friend I've known for many, many years. I was trying to think of how many years. I think like 17 years.
Yes.
Crazy. Dang, it's been a long time, huh?
Yeah, it has. It's been a long time, baby.
I didn't even think. I was like, man, in my head it's like 13 years, but it's been hella long, man.
It's been hella long, Jamie. You've been gone away for hella long.
I know, I miss you so much. I hate being over here by myself.
I know, baby. I wish you was close to me.
I know. If you ever come down here, I want you to come and visit me. I really
Oh,
miss you so
sure.
much.
Girl, I
Now my
will.
mama's gone, so it's hard being here by myself.
I know, baby. I know.
I wanted to try to make a video because I've known Faye for many, many years, and she knew me and the boys' dad. We'll just call him A. But A and I had a lot of problems from the start. The way that I met my friend Faye was because her neighbor was my babysitter for my boys when I was going to college. And when I first started college, she would actually babysit the boys, and he would come to the school and mess with me. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember that, but he used to go to this college and mess with me at the college. He thought that I was talking to other guys. He didn't want me to go to college. And so,
Wow.
and so Marche, she used to be like, boy, you tripping, because she was the admission director or whatever for that college. And that was when it all kind of started. It started when I had little Anthony. Like, he was abusive. He would lie. He would tell me, that he loved me, but then cheat on me. He was addicted to corn. We'll say corn, but you know what I mean. Starts with the P.
Yeah.
And just, a lot of things. Like, I mean, he used to just put me through complete hell. As soon as I had the boys, he was really, really jealous of them. And my mom said that. She was like, why is he like that? That's weird. That's not normal. If I was kissing on the boys, he'd always be like, why are you always kissing on them and not me? And say shit like that. But what did you witness? Cause you used to freaking see everything. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I witnessed his abuse and the way he tried to break those boys away from you.
Mhm.
And he used to break them, and I would still yet keep them, and you wasn't even nowhere in sight. But they used to still yet come visit me. You
Oh yeah,
know, I, I love those boys.
I know you do, girl.
Yeah, yeah. The baby boy, he was like my baby.
I know. I remember.
And man, he just, I mean, I love that kid. I love both of them, but that baby is my heart. And I just hate that Jamie is going through this, and she has been going through this for a lot of years. A lot of years. This man has tormented this lady over and over again. To me, I told Jamie, I think he is really in love with her, and he don't want nobody else to have her.
That's right.
And he's gonna make her life miserable.
That's
You,
right.
you should hear some of the texts that he have written her. That is so horrible. He's mentally abusing her, and he has been ever since I've known Jamie, and I've been knowing Jamie and that this relationship for a long time.
And you know what? When I used to go over there, before I ever relapsed, because as everybody knows, I'm an addict, in recovery. I'll have 7 years in December, but before I went on opiates and got addicted to them, I was a good mom. I loved my boys. I
Yes.
worked my ass off. I had a job. I took care of my boys.
Yeah, you
And their
did, Jamie.
dad, he was abusive even before I ever got on anything. I mean, I just want, the world to know the truth because he was this way. It didn't start when I started using. It got worse when I started using, and I regret everything that I did. I mean, I wish I could take it back. I wish I had a magic wand and could just redo it and give my boys a proper life and not have abandoned my boys. But when I ended up relapsing, that was when things obviously got really hard. Initially, he told me we were going to be together. So I moved from California back up to Washington State because he said we're going to be together. I went and lived with Faye. And when I was living with Faye, he would come bring me the boys and stuff like that. And he would come over, he would sit down, and then he would say, "Oh, Jamie, I love you so much. I want to be a family together. You know, we're going to work everything out." He would be over there playing me. And he'd even take me and the boys to like lunch or dinner. And he would be telling me the whole time, holding my hand, kissing on me, telling me everything was going to be better. And mind you, I'm fresh off of drugs. So, you know, I was just like already a wreck. You know, when you're coming off of drugs, it's a lot of shit happening to your mind and your body. And then when you have somebody telling you, you know, they're going to give you the world and this and that. And then the next thing you know, I end up telling his mom one day, I say, "Hey, you know, he's telling me this, and that." And his mom's like, "Are you sure? Because he's telling us he doesn't want nothing to do with you. He's telling us he doesn't want to be with you at all." So I ended up recording him one day because, gosh, it made me feel crazy. This man's over here telling me he loves me. We're going to be a family, you know, and then I showed his mama, and his mama was like, "Oh, that son of a bitch," because she couldn't believe that he was
I
over there
know that's,
lying.
yeah,
You know, and that's how he is.
yeah.
Like, I always say he could sell a drowning man water because he can. You know, he has the capability. He's a very good talker. He can con you into stuff very easily. And you know what? After I was already sober and I was already doing good, I was on the right track. He would tell me these things, and that made me go crazy because he was my first love. So I wanted to be a family. I wanted to work it out. You know what I mean? I wanted that so bad, even though now looking back, that he is not my person. You know, I love my kids. I thank God that we had those babies, but he is not my person. I didn't deserve, and I don't deserve what he does to me. He puts me through hell, and he has. You know, the moment I told him I was pregnant with my first son, he told me get an abortion. He didn't want to have the baby. You know, he broke his mom's window. She had a 9-panel window, broke one of the windows out to came in because I was living with his mama in a little studio apartment, broke the window out, was trying to kick me in my stomach. He never wanted my son. And I should have known right from that moment, you know, that it was toxic. I moved out of state, ended up going with my brothers, and then I ended up contacting him a week before little Aunt was born. And when I contacted him, he said, "Oh, I'm changed and this and that." But as soon as I went moved with him and his dad, he was abusive. His dad had to come pull him off of me many times. He was abusive. He was a cheater. And he seems to make it think like I'm the worst person and it's not all on me, you know? He made me go crazy. His own mama knows it, you know? And I know you guys know what he did to me, but he used the boys against me and he continues to use the boys against me. As soon as he took the boys, he would try to tell them, you know, bad things about me to make them not like me ever since they were little. You know, he married this lady who was not a good person at all. This lady done freaking used my kids against me, try to make them call her mom and try to just completely get rid of me. And they did for a long time, you know, and they got rid of Faye. The boys, Faye was their godmom. The boys were always there, always. Like, they
Yeah,
were always there. You know, I lived with her. And when I didn't live with her, we were always there, practically like we lived there anyway. And it was
yeah,
like, you know, that was like their grandma, you know, and it was like as soon as we separated, he let them visit her for a very short period and then took them back away again, which is so freaked up because, you know, she was in the same state. But then I would always call Faye and tell her, you know what, I can't believe this. Look at these messages. This is what he's doing to me. Because as soon as I separated myself from him, I was in addiction. And I was in addiction for like a year and a half. And when I was in my addiction, he, you know, I really didn't contact them much because it was my addiction. But when I finally did contact them and I tried to get back on the right path, he would tell me the most horrible shit that would make anybody go crazy. He just treated
yeah.
me like scum of the earth. So then when I tried to visit the boys, it was always like, "Oh, they can't talk on the phone. They can't see you." Never letting me talk to them, never letting me see them. I finally went down there to visit them. And imagine the shock when I hear all the shit that these kids are telling me about how hard their life has been with their dad and their stepmom. Well, I'm over here thinking they have this perfect, wonderful life. Come to find out, it wasn't like that at all, you know? But the bottom line is that he's used them against me. He doesn't want me to have a relationship with them, but in the same sentence he wants me to. He tells me, you know, I should call them. Just recently he told me that. But in the same sentence he calling me a stupid dumb bitch. You know, he asked me to help
Wow.
him financially, which I ain't got shit to give, or I would, you know. I try to pay my child support as best as I can. I don't pay much because I ain't got much. I'm trying to raise 3 kids by myself here, you know. Meanwhile, he has a beautiful home on lots of land. The boys are building their own homes. I'm proud of them. But, you know, he only uses the money thing to fucking spite me. He only tries to use the money thing as a form of control. Like Faye said, you know, he wants that. He says he hates me, he doesn't want to be with me, but every time I talk to him, he always tells me about what happened in the past. So that doesn't sound like somebody who's moved on, right? You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Like,
Yes.
mm, I'm like, what else? What else has he done? You know, I'm thinking we used to have scream matches outside of their house. And I don't deny any of that shit. I went completely crazy. I'm like,
Yeah, that's right.
I went completely crazy because he would tell me he was bringing my boys and then wouldn't bring them. And then when he did bring them, like I said, he would just manipulate me, you know. But for many, many years, this has gone on. I was trying to show the messages, but I'll have to put screenshots of the messages in this video because I don't want to show his phone number or anything like that. But yeah, the bottom line is I'm a good mom. I know that I'm a good mom. I have not been a good mom to them because he has not given me the opportunity. And I told myself and I told Faye, you know, because she's really the only person that I know that knows about this situation. I'll wait till they're 18 because whenever I would get in contact with him, you know, what would he do? You know, he would alienate me. He would tell me bad things. He would make me, you know, just feel really bad. So it's like, who
Yeah.
wants to contact somebody who's cussing them out and calling them names, you know?
Yeah.
What else? Can
You
you
know.
think of anything else? Oh, girl, this cat done knocked over the whole damn cat shelf. I'm like, girl, you crazy shit. Can you
You
think of
got cats,
anything else
Jamie.
that I know, you know, I ain't even kidding, man. Can you think of anything else?
You know, you pretty much done said everything. I mean, that's that's him. You know,
Really?
that's him. He's got to be in charge.
Yep,
You
yep.
know, he
What
got to
type of
be the head monkey.
personality? What type of
Huh?
personality do you think he has? Like, explain his character, how he is, how he always been.
Well, he think he all that,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was a salesman, and he sold more
Mhm.
than anybody ever there because
Mm.
he could talk.
You
He
know
could
it.
talk. He know how to get anything he want, and
That's
that's
right.
the type of person he is.
That's right.
And it's got to go his way, and it ain't going. And and,
Exactly.
and he got a mouth to you know what I mean, he got a mouth.
You ain't lying. Oh, you ain't
Shit.
lying.
He got a
Oh,
mouth on him.
that's right. And
Yeah.
it's always his way or no way. He looks. This is how, and you know what? That's how he ended up, you know, catching my eye. We bonded because we trauma bonded. You know, his mom and his dad were just like my mom and dad, so that's how we bonded. You know,
Yeah.
our trauma made us bond, but that's once I realized what type of character he has, and still, you know, here I am. I'm about to be 35 soon in December, and he's 36. And I thought, man, I've changed a lot. I've grown a lot. I was a little
Yeah,
kid,
you
you
have,
know.
Jamie. You have.
I'm a whole
But
nother person now, you know?
yeah. Yeah,
I
you are,
know,
Jamie.
I'm like, I know how to be a mom now. I failed the boys. I don't deny that. I failed the boys and I regret that. I'll live with that guilt forever, you know? I
Yeah.
pray that God can forgive me and I pray that I can forgive myself for what I did to the boys by leaving them and not fighting harder because I really do. I mean, I feel like I did try a lot, but there would always be roadblocks. Trying to fight from another state is a lot of money, and I ain't got that kind of money. But
Yeah.
the way that he is, you know, you think that somebody grows, you know. I mean, it's been, you
Yeah,
know,
you
it's
think
been,
a person changed. Some
yeah,
people never change, Jamie. They never change.
never.
They stay the same.
It's crazy because I
Yes.
I didn't talk to him for so many years because he was with what's her name, you know. And then
Yeah.
after he called me when I was pregnant of Mia, Mia's about to be 6. And he called me, that was back in 2017. And he said, I'm sorry. I was with her, and like, I'm sorry for like not letting you be around the boys, and I regret it. He said, I swear on God, he said, you were right. I made a mistake, da 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 da. And then he even told me he admitted he was wrong for what he did to me. And I told him I apologize for all the shit that I did to him. But then I thought, oh, he's grown. He even closed my child support for a while. He was like, we're gonna go forward with no more animosity. Let's forgive and forget. And girl, he turned off the child support because he put the child support on one day because he said, you broke my heart, bitch, and I'm gonna make sure you pay. That's why he did that. He don't need my money at all.
Wow.
But
And that's the type of person he is.
exactly,
That's
you're gonna pay.
exactly that's exactly how he is.
Exactly. And so,
That he don't want you to do no better. He
hell
wants to keep
no.
you down. He wants to
Exactly.
keep you down.
And you
For
know
a
what?
hundred dollars, $100 he trying to get out of you. No, he don't need it. He
And no,
don't
he don't
need
need
it.
no damn dime. And then
Shit.
he shut that shit off for a full year. He shut the child support off. So the boys, they come down here to visit me, and this was like, we said bygones be bygones. We're moving on. Once the
Yeah.
boys came down and they visited with me, and he was nice and stuff, but he tried to give me a hug, and then he tried to like touch on me, and I was like, I'm not like touching on you because I'm not like that anymore. Like, I had a boyfriend at the time I was with, me, his dad. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I got a boyfriend, and I'm not like that anymore. And he thought that I was going to be like reciprocating, and it was just
Yeah.
like, whatever. But the first time that didn't work out, and he ended up, and the funny thing is he ended up getting drunk, and his sister and his mom, I love his sister and his mom no matter what. I love his sister and his mom to death. No matter what,
Yeah.
they'll always be my part of my family. But I went to drop the boys off the next day, and his sister and his mom told me that they had to fucking force him to stay there because he got drunk and was trying to come to my house, in the nighttime.
Oh my.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it made me laugh. That no matter what, we'll always have that history. You know what I mean? No matter what, we'll always have that history. But
Yeah.
he cannot move on. So my daughter came over, and an incident happened. I have no idea what happened, but she was arguing with him because, he has that type of personality. Like, what's up? I'm better than you, and you are
Yeah. Yeah.
nothing. You are
Yeah.
nobody.
That's him.
Everybody's nobody, but I'm here. What's up?
That's
I
right.
got money. I got money. He came in like a brand new car, flashing stacks of cash, like the big stacks of cash.
Yeah.
Talking about, So, anyways, that day he contacted me, cussing me out, telling me, what the fuck? Why did I let my daughter talk to him like that? And I had no idea what went on. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I was so confused. So, literally that day, he said, watch, bitch, you're going back on child support. And
Oh my goodness.
I ain't even kidding, girl. And he went and he turned back the child support back on, and it's been back on since then. And I mean, it would be different if he was saying I need help, but it ain't saying I need help. He does it, even if it was $1 a month. He's that type of person that does it just to fuck with me.
Yeah.
He
He
don't
just
even
doing to mess
care.
with you,
He don't
to
even give a
mess your
shit,
life up. You
just to
know.
mess my life up. But yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? And it's a trip because after all these years, and my soul hurts from what I did. My soul hurts because losing the boys, that they were my only reason for living at that moment in
Yeah.
my life. When I lost them, I got so hard on substances because I didn't want to even be around, because without the footsteps of my little boys, a little pitter patter, and just, mommy, can you make us some pancakes, and their little laugh, everything, their cry,
Yeah.
all of that messed me up so bad. And after I lost them, obviously a part of me went with that, and
Right.
I've grown a lot. And, I realize now what it is to be a mom, and, that your kids are the most important thing in the world, and
Yeah. That's right, Jamie.
I never got the opportunity to be a mom to the boys. Once he took them over and that was it. And whenever I try to be back in their life, he goes and tries to show them court papers on me or tries to tell them all these bad things and like I'm crazy. And I am fucking crazy. I won't deny that. I'm very crazy. I have freaking
Yeah,
lots of shit because of the way I grew up, because of the hard life that I had. But I'm a
yeah,
good mom and I love my kids. And I thought that this man had grown. Here we are. My son's about to be 18, in 4 months. And here we are, right? No, 5 months. And here we are. This man is still stuck on fucking what happened in 2010. He's still stuck on it.
wow,
And I'm like,
that's
what?
crazy.
I mean, and I say, you know what? No matter what, I can't have a relationship with him parenting because I don't deserve to be cussed at and talked to like that. I mean,
Yeah.
who wants to put theirself with somebody who's going to degrade them and make them feel like
Oh,
they're
girl.
nobody? You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
Mind games. Them ain't nothing but mind games, Jamie.
nothing but mind games. And I
Shoot.
even have the message that he told me, he said, if you cross me one more time, I will fuck you, I'll fuck your mind up for the whole year, dog. That's what he said. And
And
because I gave him $25 child support instead of 100 because I'm kind of hard up. And so I'm
girl,
crossing
please.
him.
That
I'm
man don't care. And
I'm
plus, you
crossing
got
him.
3 kids. You got three
Yeah,
more kids.
and he don't give a fuck. He's just like,
No, he don't.
you're crossing me, and I'm like, I'm crossing you because I couldn't get he. You know what I mean? That's the type of person he is. But you know what? I
Yeah.
just wanted to share this because I want everybody to know, the real, my perspective on everything. He thinks I'm over here rolling in money and shit. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyway.